Imagine a basketball team at rock bottom, scrambling to reclaim its glory. Now picture that turnaround hinging on something as gritty and overlooked as offensive rebounding. That's the electrifying challenge facing the Colorado Buffs men's basketball squad this season. And trust me, it's got fans and coaches buzzing with anticipation. But here's where it gets controversial. Is this renewed aggression on the glass a game changer, or just a risky gamble that could leave them exposed elsewhere on the court? In a revealing snapshot from the Buffs' first public showcase of their revamped lineup, we saw a hint that this preseason obsession might already be bearing fruit. Head coach Tad Boyle, steering the team through his 16th year at the helm, has long championed rebounding and defense as the bedrock of his program. Yet, while offensive rebounding, those crucial second chances where players snatch missed shots from their own team, hasn't been a priority in the past, Boyle is flipping the script this time around. This shift unfolded during the team's annual black and gold intra-squad scrimmage at the CU Events Center last Saturday, giving fans an early peek at a roster packed with 10 fresh faces. After a dismal campaign that ended with a last-place finish in the Big 12, complete with a 0-13 conference record, the Buffs are poised to field a taller, deeper, and more adaptable squad. And if Boyle gets his wish, they'll also transform into a powerhouse at grabbing those offensive rebounds, turning potential misses into golden opportunities. Our offensive rebounding just isn't cutting it. We're standing back and spectating, Boyle candidly shared earlier this week. As coaches, we've pushed hard to ramp up our aggressiveness on the glass compared to previous years. By securing more possessions through second and third shots, we could really elevate our game. Right now, we're not capitalizing on that. To put this in perspective for newcomers to the sport, offensive rebounding is like getting an extra bite at the apple after your initial shot clangs off the rim. It keeps the offensive flow alive, preventing the other team from grabbing the ball and launching a counterattack. Last season, the Buffs were solid in overall rebounding, finishing 9th in the Big 12, with an average margin of plus 0.9 per game. But their offensive rebounding lagged, ranking a lowly 14th out of 16 teams at just 9.4 per contest in conference play. That's like leaving free points on the table. Imagine a football team punting on third down instead of pushing for a first down. With the Buffs now boasting enhanced front court depth and larger guards who can swoop in from the perimeter to crash the boards, the strategy is twofold. Slash turnover rates, where they ranked worst in the league, and amp up those offensive rebounds. This could flood their offense with more chances, especially since when they held onto the ball, they performed better than you'd expect from a bottom dweller. Boyle dove deeper into the philosophy. The size, depth, and the challenge of teaching our guys to box out on defense, it's a universal headache for coaches everywhere. If you polled every head coach in America, I'd wager they'd all say boxing out and transition defense are their biggest hurdles. That's our reality too. So why not exploit this weakness? By flooding the glass with bodies, we might concede more fast break points, but we'll earn those extra possessions. I'm not advocating for sloppy transition defense, but the more players you throw at rebounds, the better your shot at second and third opportunities. And that's exactly what we're aiming for. And this is the part most people miss. Boyle's approach subtly challenges the conventional wisdom that flawless defense always trumps aggressive offense. Could this be a bold, controversial pivot that redefines how the Buffs play? Or is it a double-edged sword that invites turnovers and easy baskets for opponents? One of the scrimmage's opening plays underscored this focus. Freshman forward Alon Michaeli slammed home a putback, a perfect example of turning a miss into a make. The Black Squad's starting five featured Michaeli alongside Isaiah Johnson, Josiah Sanders, Andrew Crawford, and Taco Ifeola, while the white team countered with Barrington Hargress, Felix Caceres, John Manny, Bangit Dak, and Elijah Malone. Lineups shuffled frequently across the 4 10-minute quarters, showcasing the Buffs' versatility. This open event marked a pivotal step in their preseason prep. Building toward their November 3rd opener and a Sunday exhibition, September 19th, against Grace College, Malone's former squad. Boyle took a backseat as an observer, letting assistants Mike Rohn and Nate Tomlinson call the shots, but he was anything but idle. I jotted down 7 to 10 notes during the game, noting every detail, Boyle recounted. Tonight, I'll break it all down, and by Monday, we'll have plenty of film for the team to review. As the Buffs gear up, one can't help but wonder, in a sport where balance is key, does this emphasis on offensive rebounding represent a savvy evolution or a risky overcorrection that could backfire? What do you think? Should teams prioritize aggressive glass crashes even if it means potential vulnerabilities in transition? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear if you agree with Boyle's strategy or if you see a counterpoint here.